Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am back with another apartment renovation, and I am renovating 131221 Chic Street in the fashion district of San Myshuno. And this is going to be part of a series that I've been having on the channel lately, which is our Color-Drenched series. Essentially, I'm being inspired by a singular color and trying to use as much of that as possible and as tastefully as possible in an apartment. And we've done a ton of colors now, and I've had a lot of suggestions to tackle the color black, and I adore how this apartment comes out, so I really hope you will enjoy it as well. If you do and you'd like to download it, it is available right now on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi, and you could also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So right now I'm just trying to figure out the window placement in this apartment, as we are able to edit those now, and I ended up using these windows and a door from the Greenhouse Haven kit. I thought that these were perfect in this space, and I feel like the natural route to go with having an all black color scheme would be a more traditional gothic look, but I have done quite a few apartments like that on the channel because I really enjoyed that design style, that architectural design, and so I decided to go for more of a modern, sort of cozy approach here with a lot of blacks and a little bit of blue and brown as well, but primarily black. Starting here in the kitchen, I am using the countertops and appliances from Home Chef Hustle. I know I overuse these, and so does pretty much every simmer at this point because it's the best kitchen set in the game, but they were perfect with this all black swatch with the gray countertops. So I decided to use that here, and I also paired it with the tile from that pack, as it allowed me to take the colors from there, the browns and the blues, and come up with a color scheme that still was primarily black but added a couple other colors in here. So I was glad I did that, because then I ended up picking out these chairs at the dining table here, which are actually from the fitness stuff pack. I think they are so pretty. I love the brown swatch of the wood and the blue seats and how they're just like a really interesting shape. They're not one I use very often, so it was exciting to use that here. For decorating the kitchen, I went with a lot of the same things I tend to decorate counters with. So I have a couple of plants, a dish rack, some cutting boards, and I just ended up going with darker swatches here, or less vibrant. So I have a dark wood tone and then the lighter wood behind that instead of the more like saturated colors, because I thought it just worked a little bit better with the color scheme in this kitchen. I do also just tuck a plant over in the corner, and we have a kettle here as well, which I thought was a bit of fun. I often forget to add kettles or coffee makers into my builds. And same thing with microwaves, but this apartment actually has that as well. I had a pretty spacious kitchen here. I don't know if I've done this layout in this apartment before, but every time I decorate this apartment, I try to go for a slightly different layout. So I'm not sure if this one's new or not, but it was not the one I did most recently. So I was quite happy with that. Also just swapped out our bar stools here. I ended up using these ones from high school years. I just really liked adding in that additional wood tone to lighten up the space a little bit. And then I am bringing in these curtains from the Vintage Glamour Stuff Pack. They're in the kitchen and over here, and I'm also going to have them in the bedroom as well. And then I chose this painting from Cats and Dogs. I thought it was absolutely perfect in that space. I'm actually going to end up grabbing a second one of those in a little while. It is a painting that has 4 different swatches, but then of each of those swatches, there are 4 different paintings, so that you can put 4 of them together. So the painting sort of continues across multiple canvases. And so I decided to use 2 of those in here. The swatches were absolutely perfect for the blacks and the browns I was going for, so I was really happy with how that came together. But right now we are starting to work on the living space. At first, I wasn't thinking I was going to use these couches from the Book Nook kit because I feel like I use them too often, but I didn't realize how small this little space is over here, and so having love seats made the most sense. And they had the blue cushions, so it brought in the other colors I had in the space, so it was kind of a no-brainer that I had to use these. I also added even more cushions to these because, you know, we didn't have enough on here. So I just got a couple more that are the cushions in base game from the login event we recently had. And then for a coffee table, I used 2 of these from the Tiny Living Stuff Pack and scaled one of them down. And there's just going to end up being some books on one of them. Pretty simply decorated in here. I do get these wall panels behind the TV. Those are from Eco Lifestyle. They're actually from a few different packs, but the ones I'm using are from Eco Lifestyle. And then I decided I wanted to bring in a black brick texture just to change up the wall texture a little bit in this space. And I also added a mirror over here as well as some pampas grass, which I should be grabbing here momentarily. This one that's like gray in a black pot I thought was perfect. That's actually from, I believe, the Industrial Loft kit. And then I also put this plate on the wall, which is from For Rent. I just rotated it with the tool mod so it would be more of a vertical piece. And I also added a record player over here. Just trying to keep the color scheme very dark, mostly black, and add some personality and a little bit of color through a couple of the decor pieces. And it was very challenging, but I think it came out really cool, and definitely let me know what color you would like to see next. I have done a ton of these already. There's been 2 different swatches of green. We did like a pastel green and like a dark green. I've also done purple. We have tackled, actually, have we done pink? I feel like we might have done pink. I know I did orange and yellow. We're doing black right now. I kind of accidentally did white in the form of a tiny house in a challenge recently, but I'm totally down to do that in an apartment as well. But I don't think we've done pink. I might be wrong, but regardless, if there's a swatch or like a type of color that is not exactly one of the ones I listed, do let me know. I would like to continue this series because I think it's really fun and pushes me to decorate in slightly different ways because I'm filtering by color more and trying to come up with a way to tastefully use a ton of a single color. Anyway, I pretty much just rambled over the rest of the living room and this little office nook here. I have a couple of shelves, a few paintings, and I think it comes out quite nice. I tend to put office nooks like this in this apartment a lot because I'm not usually sure what to put in this space since there is an elevator kind of jutting into this apartment. And then right in the entryway, actually inspired by one of the things I hung up by the desk, which was a mixology certificate, I thought it'd be fun to add a bar in here. And this is my favorite bar in the game now, which is one that came with the Party Essentials kit. It looks so realistic. It doesn't have the overhang on the other side. It just looks like something that would be tucked up against the wall. It's kind of mid-century and I think it's beautiful. So since it came in a black swatch, it had to be in here. And then I'm just adding some decor in the entryway, like a place to hang up your keys and a little painting here as well. I end up using that piece of artwork quite a few times in this apartment. It is also from the Book Nook kit and has a lot of nice pieces. I sort of made this into a hallway slash, I kind of treat it as it's the actual entryway to this apartment and also kind of treat it like it's just the hallway because I was kind of imagining that the extra door I added was actually the front door, but I do add my temperature controls and the fire alarm in there. But anyway, we are heading on into the bedroom, bringing in these same curtains that I'm using throughout the rest of the space. And I decided to use this bed from Eco Lifestyle because it has the exact colors that I was using in the rest of the apartment, with primarily black and gray with a touch of blue with the knotted pillow that's on this bed. And then I also added some mirrors above the side tables and a really beautiful piece of artwork up above the bed, which is actually from Dream Home Decorator. And then the bedside tables end up being pretty simple. I have a place to like put your glasses and stuff on one side, and then on the other side I have that pretty vase of flowers, a candle, and I also end up throwing a phone over here as well. I think that's pretty realistic to have on your bedside table. I will also be adding an ottoman right under the windows here. This one's from City Living. I love it. I love that it has tons of storage. And because of that, it adds a little bit of extra color to this room without taking away from the primarily black color scheme. On this other wall here, I do have a closet from Base Game, and then I used this side table from the Crystal Creation stuff pack to have a like sort of dresser space. So I just have a TV above there because I like to have TVs in bedrooms to have the noise and the light to fall asleep. I'm not sure how annoying that would be in gameplay, but I think it's a realistic thing to include. I know I prefer to have a TV in my room. And then I added like some makeup and jewelry and stuff up here. And that is going to be mostly it for this bedroom. I thought about adding another mirror over here, but then I realized I had two already above the bedside tables. So I ended up just putting a piece of art there instead. And then we are in the final room of this apartment, which is of course the bathroom. I thought about having this tile in here on the walls and I just thought it was too busy. So I do get rid of that. But I do use the fixtures that you see me grabbing now, which are the sink and shower from Growing Together. And I think the toilet I'm using is from potentially Spa Day. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But I think just using the texture of the brick behind the sink and behind the toilet added what I needed in here for it to not be so boring. Without it being too busy having that tile absolutely everywhere. And I also use this base game painting that I never use. It kind of fit in this space for some reason. I thought it was a little strange and I don't know, it just kind of felt right, like it needed to be in here. So I was quite happy with that. And then of course getting some decor around, we get some soap, both liquid and bar soap, and also toothbrushes. I put a plunger by the toilet and a mat for your Sims to step on when they get out of the shower. Just all your basic bathroom necessities, but that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thanks for watching and enjoy the screenshots. Bye everyone.